I used to carry a gram of cocaine in my boot at all times. And it was the first thing I thought of when I woke up in the morning and the last thing I thought of before I went to bed.
From waiting tables to dominating the rock and pop charts, Stevie Nicks' journey is nothing short of cinematic. Born into the modest beginnings of a Phoenix, Arizona household on May 26, 1948, her life was destined to be anything but ordinary. Her father, Jesse Nicks, climbed the corporate ladder to become a Greyhound executive, while her mother, Barbara, nurtured the home, setting the stage for Stevie's tumultuous yet extraordinary path. This is just one of the many untold stories from Stevie Nicks' life, so prepare yourselves for more rare narratives about her while enjoying some of her rare photos. As a child, Stevie's life was a whirlwind of new homes and schools, from Albuquerque to San Francisco and Los Angeles to Salt Lake City, as she followed her father's career moves. At the tender age of 5, music called to her, a call that her grandfather, A.J. Nicks, recognized. He saw the spark of talent within her and fostered it, sharing his records and encouraging her to harmonize, planting the seeds of a future rock icon. On her 16th birthday, the Strings of Destiny played a new tune when she received her first Goya guitar. It didn't take long for Stevie to craft her inaugural song, I Loved and Not Lost, a poignant ballad inspired by a high school crush named Steve, a name that would soon become intertwined with her destiny in more ways than one. Stevie's foray into the music world began with a folk rock collective called The Changing Times, but her true breakthrough came in a serendipitous moment at a club where she harmonized with Lindsey Buckingham on California Dreamin'. That moment was electric, an instant recognition of kindred spirits and shared musical visions. Buckingham, then a part of a psychedelic rock ensemble named Fritz, found in Stevie a muse, a partner, and a voice that the band needed when their lead singer departed for college. Stevie Nicks stepped into the spotlight with Fritz, but her ambitions stretched beyond, leading her to San Jose State University to study speech communication. Yet the call of music was too potent, and she left her studies behind to chase the dream with Buckingham by her side. Amid the glimmers of stardom, Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham faced the harsh reality of an unforgiving music industry. Their debut as Buckingham Nicks in 1973, though rich in the raw talent and synergy of the duo, failed to capture the audience they needed. The record label, disillusioned by the album's lukewarm reception, cut them loose. Little did anyone realize that this setback was merely the prelude to an even more grueling chapter. Stevie, grappling with the financial strain of a dream deferred, found herself juggling jobs as a waitress and cleaning houses, all the while holding on to hope for a breakthrough. But fate's intervention was a double-edged sword. The miracle that brought her into the limelight also lured her into the vice-like grip of cocaine addiction, which threatened to leave her financially ruined and emotionally scarred, vowing to seal her heart away from love forever. Could she ever emerge from this labyrinth of despair? As Stevie persevered through her days serving tables, a lifeline appeared. Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac sought out Buckingham to replace their departing guitarist Bob Welch. Buckingham, recognizing their inseparable musical bond, insisted that Stevie must join too. It was this unyielding partnership that ushered them into the ranks of Fleetwood Mac, transforming the band into a transatlantic powerhouse. But this new chapter was not without its own shadows. Like many rock groups caught in the era's hedonistic wave, Fleetwood Mac's dalliance with drugs was no secret. We were told it was recreational, that it wasn't dangerous, Stevie recounted to Chris Isaak in 2009. This was the backdrop to Stevie's descent into addiction, which reached a critical point during Fleetwood Mac's 1986 Australian tour. A concerned plastic surgeon warned her of the dire consequences if she didn't quit cocaine. She could literally drop dead on stage. With determination, Stevie checked into the Betty Ford Center for a 30-day stint to battle her cocaine habit. The stay marked a period of sobering reflection and a hard-fought victory over her demons, albeit brief. The cravings resurfaced, and on a friend's advice, she consulted a psychiatrist to avert a relapse. The prescription was a sedative, Klonopin, which promised to help her maintain her fragile sobriety.
My only advice to anybody who is watching me talk right now is to say, save your money, because it's going to cost you $50,000 to go to rehab.
Stevie Nicks, reflecting on her past, once revealed the staggering cost of her battle with cocaine, a sum that neared $1 million. Even her dog was caught up in the whirlwind lifestyle, innocently consuming forgotten packets of the drug. Yet while her struggle with addiction was severe, it was not what Stevie considered her deepest regret. Her biggest lament was her short-lived marriage, not because of who she married, but because of the circumstances surrounding it. Stevie's love life had been a roller coaster, starting with her relationship with Lindsey Buckingham. Their partnership in music and love began in high school and continued as they formed their own band, Buckingham Nicks, following the dissolution of Fritz. This creative union led them to Fleetwood Mac, but their personal relationship couldn't withstand the pressures, ending within 2 years. In the tangled web of Fleetwood Mac's interpersonal dynamics, Stevie had a secret relationship with Mick Fleetwood, which ended abruptly when she found out he was unfaithful with her best friend Sarah Ricoeur. Stevie's romantic history also included connections with Eagles drummer Don Henley and songwriter J.D. Souther. Stevie's only marriage was to Kim Anderson, the widower of her best friend. The marriage lasted only 3 months, and Stevie has since expressed that it was a reaction to grief rather than love. "We didn't get married because we were in love. We got married because we were grieving, and it was the only way we could feel like we were doing anything," Stevie admitted. During her time with Don Henley, Stevie made the difficult decision to have an abortion, firmly believing motherhood was not her calling. After her marriage ended, she closed the door on becoming a wife or mother, instead focusing on her career and finding fulfillment in being an auntie to her godchildren and extended family. In a candid 2011 interview with The Guardian, Stevie shared how music was her solace through difficult times, including menopause. Performing was a temporary reprieve, lifting her spirits for the duration of the show, only for the weight of her emotions to return afterwards. Yet there was one rumor that seemed to cast a long shadow over her illustrious career, a whisper of scandal that lingered in the backdrop of her life's narrative. The specifics of this rumor weren't detailed here, but it's clear that Stevie's life was marked by both her incredible musical achievements and her very human struggles. Stevie Nicks, famous for her music, has also been talked about for something quite different. Rumors have flown around that she might be a witch, especially because of her song Rhiannon, which seems to have a magical vibe. But what's the real deal with these stories? Stevie has never said she's a witch or that she's into dark magic. The song Rhiannon came from a book she found at an airport. The book had a character named Rhiannon who was supposed to be a goddess. When the whispers about her being a witch were still going around, Stevie got a role in the TV show American Horror Story in 2014. She played a character that was a witch, which shows she probably likes the fun image people have of her being connected to magic. In her music career, though, Stevie's more into performing live than making new albums. Recording music isn't as much fun for her because it costs a lot and might not sell well due to how the music business has changed. "We make a lot of money doing shows," she said. Aside from her music, Stevie has a big heart for helping wounded soldiers. She's been visiting them since 2006 and even got recognized by the USO in 2015 for all the time she spent with veterans. Stevie doesn't plan on retiring. She said that retiring makes you feel small, and at 74 she's still active in the music scene. With a career of over 50 years, she's won many awards, including a Grammy in 1978 for the album Rumors. This album, along with Fleetwood Mac and Belladonna, are on Billboard's all-time top 200 albums list. Now 74, Stevie enjoys her life in Santa Monica with a net worth of about $120 million. So, what do you remember about Stevie Nicks? Do you have a favorite album? Let us know in the comments. And if you liked this video, be sure to check out our channel for more stories about the stars from the past.